T7 training. We've got a T7 tip today about how to convert a matrix style table into a list style table in Excel. So let's have a look at this example here. We have headings on the top, headings on the side, and data in the middle. A very common layout used in Excel. And I can see here that Team Green made a report 1 on the 5th of September 2024. This also has 5th of September in report 2, so Team Green made 2 different reports on that date, and also another team made a report 1 on the same date as Team Green. So there's a few characteristics in here, but the common factor here for a lot of spreadsheets is there are headings at the top, there are headings at the side, and data distributed in the middle. This makes for a nice, easy to understand layout. However, it's very problematic to analyze and summarize this information. It starts to require quite complex formulas that tend to break, and it's because of the data layout. If you want a data layout that's going to be easier and more productive when it comes to analyzing and summarizing the information, really you need a table style layout. So let's have a look at that. Here I'm going to type in team, and I'm going to type in report, and I'm going to type in date. And looking at the first one, I've got Team Green made report 1 on the 5th of September. So that's going to be green, and that's going to be 1, and that's going to be 5th of September 2024. And then Team Green made another report 2 on the 5th of September as well. And then those have made this report, report number 4. Now, you don't want to watch me typing all of these in, so I'm going to fast forward this section, but you can see what we're doing here. So what we have here now is exactly the same data, but it's laid out in a table view. And with a table view, you can do lots of great things very quickly. Now, just to jump ahead a little bit, I'm going to show you how to do that automatically. But just to make the concept clear, I've typed it out manually so that it's very clear what's going on with these 3 columns in this case. But with our data laid out like this, we can create a pivot table, for example, and we can start analyzing this information and finding out things like which teams have made how many reports. Or perhaps we might use this and then start filtering in order to see what happened on particular dates. So we can start doing analysis quite quickly and easily. As well, by having a list like this, we could turn on filtering. We could go to data and filter, and we can start filtering out how many report 1s were made, or how many report 2s were made, or just show us how many reports were made by the green team. As you can see, this list layout makes analyzing and transforming the data much, much easier. We can do things like sort it into order of date. I think you get the idea that working with a list of data is exactly the same data as this, but it transforms the way that you can analyze and summarize that information. It opens up all sorts of doors, and this is a far superior way of laying out that data for that analysis and summary. Thing is, your data table might be a lot larger than this one, or perhaps you get a brand new data table every day, and you don't want to be remaking this constantly into this list. So how can we get this list automatically? There is a very obscure way to do it inside of Excel, and I'm going to show you now. First of all, you need to use a keyboard shortcut. Holding the Alt key on the keyboard and D. Alt D is going to allow you access to the keyboard shortcuts from earlier versions of Office. And then we're going to use P. So Alt D, let go of them, and then press P, and that's going to bring up the pivot table and pivot chart wizard, a feature from earlier versions of Excel which doesn't really end up in the highlighted front area anymore. What we want to do is a multiple consolidation ranges, and then next. And then we want to create the page fields ourselves, and then next. From here, we're going to put in the range, and the range is going to be the range of this matrix style data table, and we'll click add. No need for any other settings at this point. We'll click next, and then we choose where it's going to go. In this case, I'm going to put it right here, and then finish. Now you can see what we've got. We've got ourselves a little pivot table, but this isn't the end of the process. This is actually an intermediary stage before we can get that final result. And to get the final result, we need to get to the grand total for the column and the grand total for the row, and double click at that location. So double clicking right here, 1, 2, is going to create our columns. Now it's including all of the blank columns, but you can see, sure enough, we've got teams, we've got reports, and we've got all the dates. And we can see that Team Green did a report 1, Team Green did a report 2 on the 5th of September, and as well, Team Red did a report 1 on the 5th of September, and sure enough, that corresponds with our data up here. Let's have a quick look. Team Green, 5th of September for report 1 and 2, and Team Red for 5th of September as well. So this is a nice fast way that you can get that table of data, and you can start filtering. You could start pivot tabling this information. You could sum ifs, you could use subtotals, you could do all sorts of things with this. So that's how you can transform a matrix style data table into a list style data table. And that opens up a lot of doors with summarizing your data and analyzing your data with a lot of the skills that we cover in our intermediate and advanced courses in Excel. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you for the next T7 too.